Howdy, kiddos. Thanks for downloading this. This is episode number 14 of the Villain District podcast. So, hope you enjoy it. We got some good guests coming up. We've been away for too long. We've missed you. We got some good guests coming up. Things are going to pick up over the summer. We're going to have some fun people to talk to and chat with and some fun things to talk about. So this time, this is me and Joe talking about a trip he took to Chicago to a comic convention, and then we're going to give our own responses to the controversial Jared Leto-Joker picture that everybody's talking about. So we hope you enjoy it. This is episode numero 14 of the Villain District podcast. Enjoy!
You are now a loyal follower of the Villain District podcast.
We going? Is that what that means?
You want to?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So this guy comes up to me on the street in Chicago, and he said, listen, I just got out of prison.
Uh-huh.
The reason I look so nice is because I'm wearing my buddy's clothes.
Sure.
And pocket change isn't going to do it for me. I'm asking you for $100.
Right.
That's exactly what he said.
Right.
I'm asking you to bless me with $100.
Did he say that?
Yep. And I said,
we've all been there.
I said, man, I wish I had it. I wish I had $100 to give you,
Yeah.
but I just don't. He said, well, can you bless me with anything else?
Yeah.
I said, no.
Other than a blessing, no.
I didn't have no cash.
You got to look at it this way. You can do that how many times? If you're in like a rough spot in your life, how many times can you do that per hour? Plenty. It takes you like 30 seconds to say that to somebody. If it works twice.
Exactly. If it works once a day.
Yeah, exactly. If it works once a day, you're making better money than I do. Lord.
Well, he was walking around Magnificent Mile, probably going hotel opening to hotel opening.
Sure.
Just waiting for somebody with $100 in their pocket who didn't necessarily need $100 in their pocket.
Sure.
I'm just saying, if I had $100 in my pocket,
yeah, and
I hadn't put it in the bank yet, that's just a bad move for me.
That's right. That is a bad move. You know, there are. I mean,
I got bills that come out of there.
You know,
I got bills.
Magnificent Mile, right?
I think that's what it's
right.
called. Yeah.
I always want to say Miracle Mile.
I do too.
Is that something else?
That is something.
I don't know. Is that like a race?
Yep.
I feel like that's a race against
did you hear some
disease.
Did you hear the burp bleeps that I did for Vince?
I did. It was great.
Those worked out pretty well.
That did work out really well. That was very good. There was one actual like bleep, I think, right? Like the burp was
bleeped the burp.
You bleeped the burp, and then you burped the
I
words.
Burped the bleeps.
That's funny.
I bleeped the burp and the burp the bleeps.
Yeah, that was great.
So
that was really good. So you were in Chicago at the Miracle Mile. Nope.
Yep.
At the Magnificent Mile.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
It was a miracle that you were there.
Mm-hmm. My dad and I drove up for the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, also known as C2E2.
C2E2. Yeah.
The last few years we've been doing like each year we'll try to go to one big con.
Right.
Comic Con, for those of you who don't know what kind of conventions we the nerdy go to.
Mm-hmm.
But so we started off 3 summers ago.
Yeah.
At
was that long?
Mm-hmm.
That long ago? Whoa.
San Diego Comic Con.
That's crazy.
That's the same Comic Con they announced Batman vs Superman, which is crazy that it's not out yet.
Right. Wow, that was 3 years ago.
That was the summer following the release of Man of Steel.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Wow.
And then a year goes by.
Yeah.
We didn't get tickets again to go to San Diego Comic Con.
Right.
But that fall,
we
decided to go to
New York?
New York Comic Con.
New York.
And then this spring, we decided to go to C2E2.
Right.
And I think next year we're thinking about something like Emerald City.
Okay. Where's that?
Like in Oregon or something.
Oregon. Oh, okay.
But we're going to fly out. Dad wants to hit like all like the 5 best cons, 5 or 6 best cons in the country.
Oh, yeah.
And we've already, I think, let's see, San Diego's the top one.
Yeah.
And then it's something like, not Emerald City, but Hero Fest or something.
Okay. Right.
And then like New York, and then Emerald, and then like C2E2, I think, something like that.
Nice.
I don't know.
So we got to give a lowdown on Eddie Stockton, and why would your dad be going to these conventions of comic books, right?
Right.
And if you have no idea who this is, that seems like a reasonable question.
Sure.
Right.
Now,
but it's not.
Just to give you a little peek into my childhood,
yeah,
I remember Dad taking me to a tailor, like a seamstress tailor, in Albany, Kentucky.
Right.
I was small enough to like really not know what was going on, and I was getting fitted for something, right? Yeah. Well, you can go to my parents' house now and go to my old closet, and fish out a little tiny red and black Star Trek Next Generation outfit.
Yes.
Custom made.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Picard or Riker or you know, one of those kinds of shirts. So I have one of those, and we used to go to Star Trek conventions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw Data.
Right. Brent
Snyder?
Spiner?
Spidey?
I don't know.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Brent Spider-Man. That's right.
And I saw what's her face? Deanna Troi.
Deanna Troi, yeah.
I saw Riker.
Right. Yes.
And my parents and I actually saw Worf too.
Awesome.
My parents went and saw Jean-Luc Picard. Freaking Professor Xavier himself.
Yeah, right.
So my sister and I didn't go to each and every one of them.
Yeah. See, I feel like seeing Worf would be like a little off-putting because he's just a guy.
Yeah,
like,
as a kid,
feel like that would be weird.
I just did not understand.
Yeah,
doesn't look anything like the guy
because
he's light, not like he's done way very much. Yeah. But his
his like
personality's
voice or
like light.
Oh, okay.
He seems his forehead's normal.
Right, yeah. See, that's what you said. You met Worf, and I pictured Worf in a suit.
Yep.
At the convention.
Nope.
For a second, and then I was like, "Wait, no, that's not how that works." But yeah, so
a few years ago, Dad and I used to get comic book hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Now, my dad had Spider-Man #1 at one point. Sold it to make a down payment on a house. Like, he's been collecting comic books for as long as he can remember.
Yeah.
He actually went into a drugstore once with his father. I'm not sure what era that was. I guess Golden Age Comics or Silver or Gold or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he walked in, and they just had the little magazine rack of books. And he asked his dad, "Hey, can I get this comic book?" And at the time, it was like, I don't know, like it was a really high special edition, so it was probably like 50 cents instead of 12.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Nope,
too much,
too much for that,
50 cents."
And when my grandpa was a boy, he worked all day for a quarter.
Right, sure, yeah.
That's just kind of crazy. So he started, collecting comic books, and I just talked to him the other day, and he was like, I was like, "What are you going to do for like retirement?" He's like, "I'm going to sell my comic books."
Sell comic books. There you go.
And honestly, he's going to make a good chunk of money just selling his comic books.
I'm sure he will. Yeah.
He said, "If I die in my sleep, remind me soon to teach you how to sell my comic books. What kind of auction guys to go to?" And he's like, "Well, keep the ones you want and sell the rest."
Right. Yeah.
I was like, "That's kind of morbid."
Yeah, it is, but it's good to know.
Yeah,
it's good
my
to know.
mom wouldn't know how to sell those things.
Yeah, of course. So your dad has literally been into comic books since before anybody was into comic books. Like, I mean, not anybody, but you know what I mean. Like before it was a mainstream thing.
He's a well of knowledge about different characters. I remember being a kid, and I used to. My favorite heroes as a youngster, a wee tot, were X-Men and Spider-Man. And I was always drawing Wolverine or a group of X-Men or something.
Yeah.
And I'd get really invested in a specific character. I remember at one point it was this has nothing to do with X-Men, but a character called Submariner.
Okay.
Which is Submariner.
Yes. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Submariner. I guess as a kid, that's what I called him. Because I haven't thought about him one day since.
Is it Namor? Is that who that is? Like he looks like a Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I used to I would say, I'm interested in this character. What can you tell me about him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it like that because I was a stupid little kid. And he would just tell me like the origin of the character. And
that's awesome.
So now,
that's awesome.
Now that I'm a grown man and we can do these kinds of things, we just go to Comic-Cons.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were in Chicago, and other than handing out $100 bills on the street, like what else? Like, let's do a recap. Let's do a C2E2 rundown. So you could read about these things on the internet because it was news, but Joe was there.
Right.
In person.
I was there.
On the ground.
So let's see.
Villain District News.
I went to a panel with Jason Momoa.
Nice.
Which he is jolly.
Yeah?
His arms are as big as my head.
That's crazy.
Probably his like bicep is probably like the size of my leg.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I just did not expect him to be how he was because all I've really seen him in is Game of Thrones.
He's terrifying.
Yeah. And he is gnarly in Game of Thrones.
I mean, you come to respect him, but that's about as close as it gets.
So I expected him to kind of be like this.
Right, yeah.
And he was just like this surfer guy from Iowa.
That's funny.
He was born and raised in Iowa, and he has a single mother, and his mother's Hawaiian. So he has, he
looks Hawaiian.
Right, he looks Hawaiian.
Right.
But so that was cool. He talked about Zack Snyder and a little bit about Batman versus Superman. He had to turn down a few questions just because there are certain things that haven't been revealed yet, I guess.
Yeah.
For the Arrow watchers, I met. Oh, I didn't meet him. I saw him. And he talked a lot. But David Ramsey.
David Ramsey
Donkey
is no, not Duncan. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Jacob.
Spoiled it. Jake walks in and goes, shh. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Jake's here.
But David Ramsey is John Diggle from the show Arrow.
Right, yes.
And he was...
Who's awesome.
He was charming.
Who's awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else? M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night.
Yeah, and it was really interesting because before M. Night Shyamalan came out, we got to watch like the first episode of his new show, him and Matt Dillon.
Right.
And the moderator came out and said, okay, you have to, or no mean questions, okay? Which I was like, he can hear you, man.
He knows you're saying that.
He's right.
Maybe that's on his rider. Like that's on his, you know
honestly.
What I mean? You have to go out and announce that I will not take mean questions because I'm sorry that I made Lady in the Water or whatever. Yeah. What was the, so wait, real quick. So to speak, just to, he's not here so we can ask mean questions. But like, what was his decline? So he made Sixth Sense, which was awesome. Pretty well renowned, right? Or I think.
Right. Well,
as far as I remember.
My opinions on M. Night Shyamalan aren't exactly on the same level as many.
Yeah.
Because when I saw The Village, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I liked The Village.
Now that I'm older, I see weak points.
Yeah.
But I still like the movie.
Yeah, right. I think
the twist at the end is a little goofy.
Sure. Yeah.
But that doesn't make the movie as a whole bad.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm probably just too stupid, but I didn't get... It got me the first time I watched it. And it's probably a mix... Yeah. Like, I wasn't like, oh, clearly, whatever. But, I think the biggest critique of that ending was that it was out of place, kind of. Right.
Not that it was like predictable. It's just that I think I read a review once that compared it to, and then it was just a dream. Kind of ending.
Yeah. So yeah, and another problem with that would be that like Sixth Sense is a twist ending. Unbreakable, which was very good, is a twist ending.
I still haven't seen Unbreakable.
Have you not seen that?
No.
You have to see Unbreakable.
Someone asked him at the Q&A, when are you making Unbreakable 2?
Right.
And he said he wants to.
Really?
So,
Oh, that's awesome.
That might be a nice thing for him to... Dude, Quentin Tarantino said that Unbreakable is one of his top 25 favorite movies.
It's very good. Like, yeah, we'll have to watch that soon because it's really, really good.
So,
anyway, but
Signs
was...
Signs.
Yeah, I liked Signs. It was what it was. I wish they didn't show the alien, but it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Third act. Struggled in the third act,
yeah. But it was good. It was a good movie. It was cool. It was like scary in some parts and stuff. And
then after, so it was Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water was the
Water was the tank.
Yeah.
Now I remember watching it in theaters. I don't remember when it came out. I was probably like 15 or 16, something like pretty young.
Yeah, we might have been a little older than that, but I'm not sure.
Maybe
I don't know.
17 or 18.
Yeah.
But I don't remember really much about it at all. Which is probably a problem.
Right.
But at the time, I really was into Bryce Dallas Howard.
Right.
She was
which makes sense.
Very cool. Makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
And she's actually getting a lot more popular now.
Right. She's in Jurassic World, right?
Yep.
Jurassic
World, and she was in The Help.
Okay.
She played the meanie Patini in The Help. And she was in 50-50.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't. That's the...
Gotta get with it, man.
I know, right? Yeah, I've been out of it. That's
stuff.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right.
And Seth
Rogen? Rogen, maybe?
Was that right?
I guess.
Yeah.
That's who I would think.
Yeah.
Or Skinny Jonah Hill. I don't know.
No, it wasn't him.
Okay. Yeah, Seth Rogen then.
But
yeah, so Lady in the Water happened.
That was, I would say that was the real...
It wasn't a twist ending, but it didn't do very well.
Lady in the Water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the ending.
I don't either. I remember it was in an apartment complex, and it was about the pool. But
who was in that? Was that Paul Giamatti?
Paul Giamatti was in that, yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, he is very cool. But that one didn't do well, and then...
The Happening.
The Happening is really where...
I think a movie or two came out between that. Like
Maybe
The Last
so.
Airbender probably came out first.
Right.
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that either.
I did see The Happening.
Yeah.
But I learned something about Mr. Shyamalama Ding Dong. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the trailer for The Visit.
Yeah.
It's a found footage, really strange trailer about these grandparents and these kids going, and the grandparents are, I guess, crazy and kind of homicidal, I guess, and weird.
Something weird's going on.
And I was like, this really is kind of dumb feeling.
Yeah.
And at the panel, he said, I've always wanted to make more of a dark comedy. And I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'd be a lot more apparent if you watched it.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, what if, like, The Happening had some, like, funny... Like, what if you watched it through the lens of dark comedy?
Yeah.
How would it play? You know?
Sure.
So,
I mean, it's...
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, The Happening is... It's just so... It's hard to tell if he's being serious. You know what I mean? It really is.
I think that might be the problem.
Yeah, it's not just like... It's hard... It's unclear what his intentions were with that movie as part of it. But anyway, so that totally tanked. People hate on that movie.
Yeah.
And...
It was kind of awful.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was kind of awful. It was awful.
Zooey Deschanel was in that movie.
Yeah, but
and
Mark Wahlberg having conversations with plastic trees is pretty. It's the wind. It's the wind, bro.
Now he's been good in some movies.
Oh yeah, I don't hate Mark Wahlberg.
No, I don't either. But
no, he's good. But his voice is funny.
But that movie, like, he was definitely a parody of himself.
He was, yeah, exactly. It wasn't,
And
all
if you're
the
watching,
acting was weird.
If you're watching a movie and you're like, wait, is Zooey Deschanel not a good actor?
Right.
You know something's wrong.
I remember thinking at the time, like, did he tell them to act like this? Like, did he tell them to act like they weren't very good or something? Like it was, because it was like, these are people who can act.
Too good. Do worse. Take it down a notch.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, but you saw him, and he was talking about The Visit.
Yeah, him and Matt Dillon, and they were actually talking about Wayward Pines, a new show that's coming out. Got to watch the first episode. It's kind of like a demented, Lost-ish kind of feel. Cool. It might be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be as good as Lost, and I don't even want to get started on this Lost hate.
Right.
Because sure, the last episode was whatever.
But
I think what they were going for is, you guys have stuck with us for a long time. Let's try to make everyone feel warm and prickly. And,
what else can you do?
Right.
I mean, at some point, like...
you could just... It could be a dark ending. And
it could be. But...
here's the thing. When you're writing an ongoing series... and weird stuff starts happening. And that becomes your thing. That weird stuff's just going to start happening. But we have to understand, if you don't write a series with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then film it, you're just going to start adding stuff in there and say, this is something we'll have to figure out later.
Right, exactly.
Like the polar bear and all that stuff. They didn't have any idea what that stuff was.
No,
it was just writing strange stuff. So by the end, it's like, well, we haven't wrapped up all this stuff, but people love the show.
I mean, there's nothing aside from like that Donnie Darko tunnel shooting out of viewers' chests.
Yeah,
like there's nothing you can do to make that the climax of that series live up.
Right,
you know, there's just nothing you can do. But anyway, so don't hate on Lost. I don't know.
Yeah, if you do,
we're coming for you.
Speaking of, there's so much good stuff to be watching right now, man.
I know. Yeah, for real.
Now, we haven't posted a podcast in a little bit.
Yeah.
Life just got super crazy for a little bit.
Right. But it's easing up a little bit.
It's easing up.
So
that show we played?
Yeah.
Man, like, up until a couple hours before we went on stage, I had forgotten we were even playing because I had so much to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Which may be why I didn't play awesome. I did fine.
It was good. It was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
We've all worked all day and then went to play a show. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You're supposed to sleep in a van and eat Doritos until you're ready to play.
Good old days, man. Now, you want to hear what my favorite tour meal was?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's.
Okay.
Dollar menu.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Two, I think they were called double stacks.
Yeah, something like that.
Or is that
double
Burger
stack.
King?
No, I think you're right. That
sounds 2 double stacks and a baked potato.
Yeah,
that was my my big pump your fist in the air go to. If I was feeling saucy, a double stack.
Yeah,
a spicy chick.
Oh, yeah.
And a baked potato.
Nice. Did you load up the baked potato is the question.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. There you go.
That's it.
There you
go. That's all I put on there.
Yeah. I remember some people would load it. Now you get cheese and broccoli and all that craziness.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go to Wendy's now. I mean...
Hey, have you tried the Wendy's pretzel bun?
No, I heard about...
You can't have it.
Wait, what?
They discontinued it.
Never mind. Wendy's is over.
On my way to Chicago,
oh, gosh.
we walked up to him, and I was, like, hungry, and I was, like, excited because Dad picked Wendy's.
Right.
I will say, when Dad and I are on the road, we eat cheap. Really cheap, and it's awesome.
Nice.
My mom would... Oh, she's listening to this. She's going to be mortified. She's going to get a lecture to... You got to take your son out to nicer... Like, Mom, stop it. It's a guy... It's a bro trip. We're eating our Taco Bell and our Wendy's.
That's right. There you go. There you go. Sans pretzel bun.
But so I walk in there, and I walk up, and I'm like, Dad orders, and I'm like, do you guys still have a... did I hear... Or I said, did I just hear that you guys got the pretzel bun?
You knew full well.
And her eyes were dead.
Oh, no.
She said, already been discontinued. Ooh. And I was like, oh, man. I love a good pretzel bun.
Why would they do that? That seems crazy. How long was it there? It couldn't have been there 3 days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
3 days, probably.
I don't know.
I'd say a solid 3 days.
Solid, yeah.
But I think it's going to be like the McRib or or what used to be the Cheesy Gordita Crunch, which is now a regular on the menu.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Or the Marble Mocha Macchiato at Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're going to Chicago, you're eating cheap, you're handing out $100 bills.
Yeah. Making it rain.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Did y'all do anything else while you're up there, or see anything else cool at the C2E2? Anybody else around?
You ever watch Firefly?
Yeah.
Or Serenity?
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Jewel.
If it's a deep cut, I may not know it.
She's one of the main characters.
Okay.
The cute girl.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw her in 3 panels. Actually.
Oh, cool.
And
nice.
she is really funny, really dry, and really blunt.
Oh, there you go.
She lives in Toronto.
What's she?
The reason I know that is because she had a panel with David Ramsey. Okay. It was like a TV heroes panel or something, and she's like, I've never played a hero.
Right.
Like, I've never played a superhero. I don't know why I'm on this. And and the moderator was trying so hard to like connect the dots and be like smiley and stuff, and she just wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
But she's like, I live in Toronto. I'm not working right now, and Arrow films in Toronto. What's up? Why am I not on Arrow? Seriously, put her on Arrow. Why wouldn't you do that?
I know. Yeah. So she's not doing anything. She's on there. She's on the panel because of Firefly.
No, I think she is doing.
She's doing something.
Well, here's the thing about the sci-fi community and fandom in general. And she even mentioned this. She said it's been like 10 years since Firefly and Serenity came out.
Right. Yeah.
And she still gets begged to do these cons because the fandom is still that powerful and that strong. Right. There were people cosplaying as her at her panel.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I think she's on a show called The Killing now, though. And I think she's doing a couple features, but like
that's cool.
Probably not like big studio features.
You know, this is a shame. This will bring shame on my house, but I haven't finished Firefly. I've watched a few episodes of it.
I haven't.
And it's like 12 or 13 episodes. I really should have seen that by now.
I want to.
Didn't.
I want to bury myself in my. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I want to watch.
Yeah. Well, now's the time. Now's the time. Sweet. So C2E2. Oh, you saw Scott Snyder, right?
Scott Snyder. That was actually a really good panel.
Yeah.
We showed up. It was a big room full of people, and he walked out. He's like, he walked in right at the time. He's like, sorry, I was just having a beer with Jock and...
Oh, come on.
Who else? It was somebody else, some like big name comic guy.
Yeah.
And I was asking them like, how should I do this? Because it's a Q&A with Scott Snyder.
Yeah.
No one else on the panel, no moderator. Right. Just him in front of everybody. Him. So he just took questions. He's like, there are no stupid questions. Yeah. Ask anything you want to know, and I will answer it. And he's awesome.
Did he turn down any questions?
No.
Really? He answered everything.
Answered everything.
Cool.
And he does this thing where when he answers one question, he answers like 10.
Okay.
It's like he like
yeah.
But no, Scott Snyder. And for those of you who don't know, Scott Snyder is the current writer on Batman.
Right. If you listen to our episode interviewing the guys from Louisville Cream, we started talking about Scott Snyder for a little while. Yep. So if you didn't, go back and listen to that one as well. But yeah, so that's awesome.
I'll tell you one more thing. While I was at C2E2,
right,
I checked my phone. I pop on over to Reddit.
Right.
And every post is about Jared Leto's Joker.
Yep. I knew we were going to get there.
Yep.
I need to pull this up so I can look at it while we're talking about it. Because this was the other thing we had talked about doing is we need to do a Leto-Joker reaction podcast. Because we're nerdy enough and... we just need to. It's worth talking about, and there's a lot to talk about there.
And I will say, my reaction personally was almost identical to my reaction of Ben Affleck being cast as Batman.
Yeah.
I remember I was in my bathroom for Ben Affleck's casting, flipping through my phone, and I saw this headline, Ben Affleck is the new Batman.
Right.
And I was speechless for a minute. And then I was like, no, this is fake. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I start clicking through all these different headlines. Ben Affleck is Batman.
Right.
I remember shouting, no, through my house. You were on your way over there.
Yeah.
And you walked through the door. I don't remember what I said. Something like, I was like,
right.
No, I don't know. Something.
Right.
And,
That's
then,
funny.
I mean, I guess the more I thought about it, like, Ben Affleck is one of those actors. He's not a bad actor.
Yeah, no.
His especially his newest features he's worked on have actually been very good. The Town was very good.
Yeah.
Argo was good.
Yeah.
Argo was even a slow burn. That's more of just a quality kind of story. You know what I mean? It's not like an action story.
They got Best Picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
And the more I thought about it, I realized the things I didn't like about Ben Affleck were things that didn't make any sense as to what I didn't like.
Right.
I mean, I remembered that Daredevil wasn't very good.
True. Yeah.
But that's just one of those things where I watched it again, and Ben Affleck is not bad as Daredevil. The movie's just bad.
Right.
And then I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
There has never been a Batman on screen that looks like Batman or looks like Bruce Wayne in Batman.
That's true.
And Ben Affleck is the closest we've ever gotten to an actor looking like Batman on the panel.
Yeah, I will agree with
that.
On
the page.
And also he's playing older, like Dark Knight Returns Batman, and he's got that awesome, like, salt and pepper.
Yeah, and so the more I thought about it, I'm like, what? I don't know what that reaction was. I mean, I guess I thought of Ben Affleck as this, like, I don't know, like a teeny bopper kind of.
Yeah, sure. Because I mean, yeah, I remember
summer movie.
I mean, if you think about Mallrats, Ben Affleck playing Batman, it's like, well, I don't know, but that's not what we're getting, So,
but then I thought, like, what about Ben Affleck in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Right,
where he's talking about the internet. Well, the internet is actually this, and I'm like, this guy's picked some real. Is like he's done some cool things.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
But when he dated Jennifer Lopez, it all went downhill for him.
Oh right, yeah, Geely and all that.
Yeah. So
moment of silence. So it was because I remember not thinking that was true either, the Ben Affleck thing. And Jared Leto, nobody was really upset about Jared Leto. That I heard of.
Here's my argument.
Maybe they were. But
here's my argument.
Yeah.
No one was. Sure, there were some people, I'm sure, somewhere.
Yeah,
but the overall reaction was,
all right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Leto's good.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Let's get this going.
That's right.
You would think a studio would say, awesome.
Everybody likes it. Yay.
No. A studio's going to think, oh, crap, that's not good press.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, yeah, we'll see you in a year when it comes out. No.
Start saving your pennies to go to the movies.
Now, my reaction when seeing that picture was, I felt like, ugh.
Yeah, so
that's kind of the feeling. I was like, ugh.
Right. Everybody should get your mobile device out, your iPad or your Commodore 64, and pull up a picture of Jared Leto's Joker. You'll know it's the right one because he doesn't have a shirt on. He''s got a bunch of tattoos and a grill and a purple glove.
Yeah.
So,
what was your reaction?
My reaction was
initial.
Oh man, I don't know. Just general confusion. Here's the setting. I was out at a bar having some beers with a friend, with Steve. We were out hanging out, talking to some people I don't know at all. Like he had a mutual friend with them, and we didn't know them. And one guy sitting there, and I had checked. I mean, I'm sadly thoroughly into this stuff. So I had checked all the like superhero news sites a couple hours before. And so then there was a guy sitting at the table with a Arkham video game T-shirt on of some sort. One of them is like that flaming bat symbol. And I was like, that's a fantastic shirt. You look awesome. Whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah, thanks. Blah, blah, blah. We started talking about the games. And he was like, did you see Jared Leto's Joker? And I was like, well, I saw one of those pirated pictures, where it's all blurry and you can't really see him. And he was like, no, they put out a real one. And so he pulls it up and shows it to me. And I was like, I was in this environment with a lot of energy and a lot of things, and I just couldn't take it in. I didn't know. Yeah. I don't know what my reaction was really. I was like, okay, well there that is. And then I had to wait, and then I was up until like 3:30 in the morning
researching.
Just
is this really it? Is this really
exactly reading everything everybody was saying about it, and just wasting my life, which I don't regret.
So. I mean, my brain went straight to, let's make sense of this, let's make sense of this, let's make sense of this. Right. And I start like coming up with narratives in my head as to why he would look like that.
Right.
And then I started to see the photoshopped images of him wearing like a suit.
Yeah.
A theory that I had as well is that he's not wearing a grill, is that his teeth are metal,
right? Because
this is an older Joker that has been beat to a pulp so many times by Batman, and he's going to be introduced as a prisoner, right? In Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm like, okay, I can get behind the teeth. Sure, it kind of looks Lil Wayne-ish, but in the right context.
In the right context.
It's kind of awesome that his big smile is completely broken by the Batman.
Right.
Then I started thinking about the tattoos.
Okay, yeah.
And
let's talk tattoos.
Now the tattoos currently, like, sure, there are really poor sources on the internet saying that they know from their source that the tattoos, it's just a publicity thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they would do that.
I'm not sure.
But if they're not just a publicity thing, in my mind, the creators behind these stories, first of all, are gonna be in good talks with DC, right? They're gonna understand the character,
right,
and they're gonna know that Joker's not just gonna be a tough guy with tattoos, right?
Just a gangstery kind of,
He has to be aware in some sense of why he has those tattoos,
right?
And maybe I'm just like trying to reassure myself, but there has to be a solid reason for that. It's not just, the Joker got tattoos, because then you start to think, like, immediately people start to think, okay, whenever you want a tattoo, what's the process you go through to get that?
Yeah.
Especially tattoos as crisp as his.
Exactly, they're very well done.
And my second thought was, well, if they're going to do the tattoos, they should have made them really gnarly looking,
in prison tattoos,
like he had done it himself.
Right.
So, I mean, several things went through my head. For example, I thought, what if they're tattoos that have been put on him by somebody else?
Yeah,
like
forcefully.
He's in prison and people are marking him, right?
Yeah.
Like the damage tattoo? Like,
right.
That's not something he'd put on himself.
Right. But it's almost like he would have to be asleep to get that done. You know what I'm saying? He would have to be unconscious.
It's too clean.
It's clean.
Right.
Yeah. But, so... Let's go. How about we go cons and pros? How about we do that? And that way we can sort of hash it out. So I want to end on a good note, so we'll go backward rather than pros and cons. So things you don't like first. And all of this is just reacting to this particular picture. So I don't know how many like nerdy people we have in our listenership,
right?
But I'm not hating on the movie The Suicide Squad or Jared Leto in general or all this stuff.
I will say, regardless of what this character looks like,
right?
If the context is right, if the portrayal of character is right,
of course,
and the acting is spot on, I don't care what he looks like.
No, it'll be fine.
I wasn't super happy about Heath Ledger's first few pictures.
Right, of course.
Now, I loved the face, but the hair, I just felt like it was this kind of like grunge thing.
Why is it long? Yeah.
Right.
Joker doesn't have long hair.
Right. I honestly just didn't like it until I saw the movie, and I'm like, I'm completely behind this because he embodies whatever that is.
Right. So that's what you want, right? Is you want the creators, you want the people who are professionals, who are creators in doing this, to see something in that character that's really cool that you don't see. Right?
Dude, it's like a really crappy band name and an awesome band. The band makes that name
of
awesome.
Course. Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yes. So, all right, cons for me. Cons just right now. I'm not crazy about Damaged.
Right.
That's something that's pretty universally.
And I'll say Damaged is the worst part.
Right. Yes, I'll agree with that.
I can even get behind the J.
Yeah, J would be second on my list. So he's got a little J on his cheek that looks kind of like a teardrop. It looks like kind of like a prison tattoo, something like that. And so that would be my number 2. Those two, the face tattoos are tough for me.
Right, because you can't hide them.
Because you can't hide them. Even if he puts on a suit, he's got face tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
The skull, like some people had said, like, oh, these tattoos represent moments in his history. And it's like, I'm like, maybe, but what's that? So on his right, like, pec, he's got a skull in his jester's hat.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would mean.
No.
Maybe just that he's into death and he's a clown. But anyway, so those are cons for me. Other than that, I mean, the tattoos, I'm not crazy about them. But, again, I don't have to be crazy about them. If you can do it well, and that represents something that's cool about, and then later I'll be like, of course the Joker has tattoos. Of course he does, right? Just like...
And that's all within the context of who the character is.
Right.
But I mean, you can make as many assumptions as you want to on the surface as to why the Joker, why it's so stupid that he has tattoos.
Right, of course.
When we don't even know why.
Yeah.
We don't know why. The story's not there yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
So without a story and you're just looking at a picture, you can't. I mean, sure, you can feel one way or the other, but you can't make solid judgments on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So what do you have in terms of cons?
Other than the ones you mentioned, the biggest con for me is the not just that he has tattoos.
Right.
It's the what's the word I'm looking for?
The content of them?
The content of the tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the damaged and the damaged. It just seems too on the nose.
Right. Yeah.
But the content, like the ha-has, everything feels very like from like a fan of the Joker. I guess I've heard a lot of people say.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like he's into the Joker.
Right. They're very clean on the nose tattoos of the Joker.
Yes.
And that could potentially, that in itself makes, from a storytelling standpoint, makes it harder to sell. Right. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I've got plenty of theories as to why they're like that.
Right.
But I guess that, I mean, for me, the biggest con is that the teeth don't bother me. I mean, if you think about Jack Nicholson's teeth, very clean, very straight, huge creepy grin.
Right.
Heath Ledger's teeth,
disgusting.
Yellow, rotty looking. So, like, what are you going to do?
You got to do something different.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Really, those are the biggest cons.
Right.
I don't mind that he's pale all over. I don't mind the expression. A lot of people don't like that.
Oh, right.
He looks wild.
Yeah, he does.
And I like that it's not like this. I mean, Ledger's wasn't as theatrical, right?
Yeah,
he was a little bit more like dark in his head, and he was a little theatrical with like the nurse outfit and stuff like that. But it was more of a contained chaos.
I like in his head. That's yeah, for sure.
I'm ready for a Joker that's just he's like, put a spotlight on him, let him do his thing. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Somebody that's super theatrical, almost Shakespearean.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you want somebody, and this reminds me of the new Batman series, right? Greg Capullo's Batman, or Greg Capullo's Joker and Scott Snyder's Joker, that sort of enjoys the fact that he looks like a clown. You know what I mean? He's into it. He wants to be performative and theatrical and stuff like that. And I think that will be a cool portrayal if that's what they do. Yeah. I think that would be really cool.
So yeah, for me, it's just like if he had these kind of really, again, it's so hard to decide what I don't like about it, without knowing the context, without knowing where they're there. Yeah, like what if he's this Joker that's like gotten these very on the nose ha-ha. Yeah. Well, I will say, the smiles on his arms, at first I was like, that's stupid. Right. But then I think you told me you saw someone write to where he can put his arm over his mouth and he has this big, clean,
it's crazy.
crisp smile.
Yep.
And there's a lot of potential for that to be, like, it's a joke. That's fun. Like, it's like when people get a mustache tattooed on their finger.
That's right.
No one does that and says, oh, that's a sick tattoo. No, it's funny.
It's funny.
You
it's
put
a
it
joke,
over under your nose. It's funny. Now, this is a much larger extent of this huge smile on his arm. Right. That's just funny, you know?
Yeah, sure. And the fact that tattoos are, it's kind of, I mean, if you think, let's switch to pros because I'm going into it anyway.
Yeah, let's do
it. So pros, I mean, if you look at it in terms of maybe the tattoos are stupid, whatever, but think about what tattoos are, right? Like, I have a couple tattoos. They're all things I've been into for a long time. They're things that I think will mean something to me for the rest of my life, right? I mean, who knows if that's right? But tattoos are, like, sort of inherently important because they last so long. So you want to put thought into them. You want it to be a reflection of who you are. You want it to be, and if he's looking at it in terms of do it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's like making fun of things, and that could be that. I could like that,
right?
You know, if that's what's going on.
And in that sense, like, it's really hard to take those tattoos seriously.
Right.
And I think that's important for the character.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He'd mark himself in such a way that's just really, it's funny.
Yeah, put damaged on my forehead.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I want a funny Joker, but I also want him to be a monster.
Exactly. Yeah,
but I want him to, I'm ready for a nice, funny...
Yes.
Like,
it's that nice balance.
Heath Ledger's Joker, again, I love that portrayal.
Of course, yeah.
But he's not like a funny guy.
Not funny, no.
Not really.
There's a few lines.
He's a little, I mean...
But
I now will say, because of Ledger's Joker, this won't just be a straight up funny guy.
Yeah,
they're gonna try and outdo the Menace.
Right, I agree.
But I think it's that black and white side that you need to blend those together.
Yeah.
He needs, for example, that Blacklist. Wait, what's that trailer we saw with Johnny Depp?
Oh, Black Mass.
Black Mass.
Yeah. Yes.
That menace, and then that lighthearted.
Yes, somebody who. Yes, exactly. That's a great call. So
just like which side of the coin?
Yes. So somebody who doesn't see sort of making a joke and murdering someone as these just crazy contradictory things.
Right.
Right? It's all sort of the same. And speaking about menace, I mean, you were talking about menace. That's one thing, that's a big pro with me for this. This is horrifying.
Right.
This picture is terrifying. Like, I don't want to run into this person.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I think for me, like, the biggest thing is getting inside of the head of the Joker, and... Because I think the biggest, I don't even think the look, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people say, oh, Hot Topic's going to have a heyday with this character.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
But, I mean, that's a very, that makes sense.
Right.
He's got, his eyes are tattooed black.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah.
That's probably supposed to be a tattoo. You know what I mean?
Maybe so, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's makeup, but I don't see why he wouldn't just go for it and tattoo.
Right.
If he's got all those other ones. But, for like people, I think people are getting hung up on the fact that we know the decisions that go into getting tattoos.
Right. Yeah,
we know what that means for us.
Sure.
But we don't know what it means for the Joker to do that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I mean, sort of, you know, for the people who are saying, oh, well, he's the Joker, he's going to have to sit... Can you imagine the Joker sitting there and getting the tattoo work done and then having to put ointment on it every day and all this stuff? It's like, well, this is also in the context of a movie where an alien has come to Earth and is flying around. Yeah. It's like, you can forgive them that, surely, right? You just go, oh, okay, got some tattoos, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the story. It's the context.
It's the content, exactly. Well, and, I mean, regardless of whether you like it or you didn't like it, it worked. Like,
right.
There's no question that this is exactly what they wanted to happen.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But for me, the biggest pro is the fact that it is nothing.
Yes.
Nothing like The Last Joker.
Nothing like it. Yep. Absolutely.
And anybody who was going to accept that role, I'm surprised they even tackled it so soon.
So soon.
I mean, I guess it has been 7 years.
It'll be 8 by the time it comes out.
8 years.
Yeah. So
that's been a while, but critically acclaimed. Like, well, no one will say anything poor about that Joker. Some people have even said that version of the Joker is one of the best performances ever. Right.
I mean, he won the Oscar for it, right? After his death, and that alone is something that you don't give Oscars to superhero movies. It's almost excluded just out of hand. Like, that genre is just not touched. It's not taken seriously. And so now it kind of is. Well, I mean, now there's the potential that it could be because of that role. So whoever takes that role, man. I mean,
so if somebody like Jared Leto is going to take that role,
does he? And he already has an Oscar, right? Doesn't he? Yeah,
I think for so. Dallas Buyers Club, right?
Yeah.
Somebody like that is going to approach that role in a way that's has to be completely just left field.
Can't be anything,
something new, something fresh.
It can't hit any of the beats of Ledger. Can't hit any of them. You know what I mean? Needs to be very different.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Sure, my gut reaction was gross.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there was one comment, and I know I've told you this, but there was one comment that I read somewhere, because I read all this crap, and somebody said they didn't like it because, and this was a quote, because the Joker doesn't appropriate culture. And I was like, yeah, like that's, if I have a problem with it, it's that he is taking on aspects of culture when I think he should be just this chaotic outside of the culture, thing, or at least if he's appropriating these aspects of culture, like tattoos, like the pinky ring he has, like the grill or metal teeth, maybe, whatever. If he's taking on these things, he needs to be laughing at people,
right?
With that, he needs to be laughing at people who have these things in a serious way,
right?
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll make me more okay with it if that's the sort of attitude. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's an interesting perspective, because you look at Ledger's Joker. I feel like Nolan felt very much like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why his clothes were completely tagless, handmade.
Yes.
I think that's why his hair was long.
Right.
Because getting a haircut looks like you're trying to fit into something.
Yeah.
If you think of Capullo's Joker, he's got a very trendy haircut right now. It's high and tight, long on top.
Yeah.
That's I mean, people don't talk about the fact that the Joker has to comb his hair.
Yeah, of course.
He has to.
You forgive all that stuff. It's suspension of disbelief, of course. Yeah.
But having trouble in the same sense with another thing.
Sure. Yeah, of course. And I mean, to some extent, I think somebody said something to this effect, but like when you think about Ledger's Joker in the nurse outfit, you don't go, oh, the Joker thinks he's a nurse now. Right. You go, he's being ridiculous, he's having fun, he's like he wasn't hamming it up really, he was very serious, but like if he's gonna ham it up, it's in that nurse outfit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like if that's what's going on here, that's still a possibility that's what's going on here. Not to say he won't have those throughout the whole movie, but the fact that his attitude toward them is sort of flippant and whatever.
Right. And one thing potentially that I'm really excited about, in the context that maybe this is just a promotional thing, and he doesn't have the tattoos, is that they're showing that the Joker puts on characters.
Right.
That he's not just, I'm the Joker.
Yeah.
He's like, you ever watch Batman animated series?
Oh, yeah.
He was always different characters.
Absolutely.
He was an actor.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's part of what makes the character potentially really terrifying, is that who are you going to get today?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's going to walk up and hand you a $100 bill. Maybe he's going to walk up and stab you to death.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to do one and then the other, right?
Yeah.
Like, who knows? That's why he's so dangerous, because he's a wild card. Oh, yeah.
Wild card.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even... yeah, there we go. Anyway. All right. Well, you got anything else on Leto-Joker?
There was something else. I'm trying to think of what it was. Let's see what we were talking about.
He's acting. He's portraying. He's hamming it up.
Yeah. Back up.
Tattoos, grill, culture.
Maybe.
Taking on culture. Something there. You sound like Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers.
I never watched that. How is
really?
that?
Oh, you need to watch it. Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Yep.
When it comes to, like, I feel like when I'm watching any kind of TV show, like, I have trouble watching something that's, this might be blasphemous to say, but like something that's just like filler. Like, I don't know that Bob's Burgers is that. Right. But if it's just like a fun comedy or something that's not like,
you don't need to watch, really.
That I don't need to. Like, if I'm watching Daredevil, it's, if I'm dedicating that time, it's because I'm invested in this thing.
Yeah.
And if it's not something like that, like...
Yeah, if it's Futurama or if it's Bob's Burgers or whatever,
I just don't watch them.
Yeah.
I feel like there's already so many things that I really want to watch and really get invested in.
Right.
That if I'm not watching those things, then I'm never going to watch those things.
And I'm usually, if I'm watching Bob's Burgers, which is great, it's wonderful, I don't speak ill of it, but I'm usually watching it at the point at which my brain is so tired that I want to hear a couple of jokes, laugh a little bit, whatever. My brain is not engaged. I'm not actively watching, I'm passively watching. So,
right.
Yeah. So.
It had something to do with...
Yeah.
It had something to do with shoot. The release, I guess. The release of the Joker. And I mean,
what do you mean, like the release of the character or the release of the picture?
The picture.
The picture.
I mean, maybe it was that, they were afraid of not having any kind of controversy behind it.
Right. Well, you started out talking about that. I mean, you were saying nobody was upset about Leto being hired, right? Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Leto, whatever."
I don't think that's the thing, but we can talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Affleck and his controversy being the most hated person on the internet last year.
That's right.
Yeah. It was the best thing that can happen to,
of course,
ticket sales.
Of course, yeah. Who's complaining? Kids grown-ups probably who like comic book movies, who are going to go see it even if they cast I don't know who, Damon Wayans as Batman.
And a lot of times when
he was great as Blank Man. Anyway,
a lot of times people don't go to movies because they don't necessarily know that there's a movie.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I heard about a movie the other day that I had never heard of ever.
What was it?
I don't remember. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I was like, is that playing in theaters? Yeah. Never heard of that.
Yeah.
No one's going to say that about Batman versus Superman at this point.
Right.
And now no one's going to say that about Suicide Squad.
Right. Yes. Yep.
Everybody's going to go watch that movie.
Yeah. It was a smart move, regardless.
Right.
Yeah. And we still have the reveal of Harley Quinn to look forward to. So there's that. There's that too.
That's true.
Faux show.
So, yeah, I guess I can't think of that thing.
We can put in the show notes. If you think about it, we can put it in the show notes.
Grinds my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Hey, Jake.
Oh, man.
Jake, what do you think?
Jake, what do you think about it, man?
I like his rotten teeth, man.
All right, you done good, Will.
You done good, Jake. Jake, you done good.
You done good, Joe.
Oh, everybody done good listening.
Thanks,
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
I'm asking you to bless me
with
$100.